hello wherever and whenever you are, and it is a pleasure to have you all here with us once more for this week's descent into Avernus, as we once more end up down here in the Nine Hells through no fault of our own, I swear. And we are very, very happy that you have all joined us already, all these lovely people in already. It is wonderful to have you all here. Alicia, Bonifire Smith, Alex, who else we got here? Marin, and nice to have you all here, and everyone else that's around as well. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you live. And those of you that are catching up with this on the VOD, welcome to the VOD Squad, and a pleasure to have you along for the ride as well. Now, let me check my levels. Sounds great by you, deafening everyone. Not too bad. Okay.
Funnily enough, I was working on both Marin's and Alicia's arts today.
Hey! Fun.
Hey.
Can't wait to hear
Hello,
it. Okay. Let's hear it. See it. The art's a good listening to.
You can hear my art. Can you hear my art?
The art speaks to me. It just speaks to me on a level. Okay. Right, sorry. Let us get into this, as we are saying some thank yous to all of you fine people who are already waiting here with us. Let me also, hey Apsy, thank you so much, you absolute legend. I cannot wait for tomorrow when we get to play together again. Candlekeep Mysteries, everyone, check it out tomorrow. Woohoo! This time, same place, different hot messes. Okay, now. So that's the like Jeremy Crawford's all about his hot messes at the moment with the whole Strixhaven university setting, college setting. Right, okay, so let me say yes, thanks to all of you fine folks. Thanks to Apsy for being an absolute legend and a wonderful player as well, if a little bit of an ass in character, but it's on purpose, so it's okay. It's a character choice. And can I also say a massive thank you to the suppliers of the best Growly Boys. And other sound effects are also available, I hasten to add. But huge thank you to those incredible people at Sirenscape, purveyors of wonderful music and sound effects for all of your games, just really adding to the atmosphere, adding to the ambiance, and helping freak out players across the globe since 2000. I don't know when they started. When did they start? I don't know. It must have been just a few years ago. I wonder how many D&D lives has Ben live DJ'd. I was listening to him doing the Jack Black and Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes game earlier today. He did a fantastic job dealing with all of that nonsense going on there. Now, hey, Daff, good to have you. Welcome. And now, as I'm saying all these thank yous to Sirenscape, that is not the only purveyors of wonderful noises for your games. Over on YouTube, you really should check out Dark Fantasy Studio, Travis Savoy, and Epic Journey. 3, count them, 1, 2, 3, channels that do provide wonderful music for you able to use in your games freely. And you can head on over there to any of our VODs on YouTube. Let me do a little exclamation mark socials over there in the chat. If you head over to our YouTube there, you can see the VODs, and all of them have the links for those channels in the information, as well as one more link, well, a couple more links, but another one in particular, the fantastic Will Sabino on Patreon, another prolific, wonderful producer of music for games, and you should definitely check them out. That one is a Patreon, so it is a paid one, but it is well worth it, and they do put out a ridiculous amount of music for all kinds of situations and scenarios, very, very beautifully made. And not just music as well, they often do collaborations with other Patreons, and they release music that's tied to a certain map or a certain little one-shot, and they release it all as a bundle, so you get all these access to all these different things. It's worth looking at, absolutely. Now, that said, that's thanks to all the people off in the ether and all over the place. Let me move on and say hello and thank you to these fine people for joining me today down here in this rather toasty, warm part of the world, or part of the multiplanar universe. Let us go round the overlay. As usual, from myself here, anti-clockwise. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at right now? Lulu.
Hi, everybody! I'm Lulu, played by Patch from Quest Junkies UK. Hi, it's good to be here.
Man has range.
Yeah, Lulu, the Celestial Hall. I'd like to think so. Yeah, Lulu's had a journey recently, and still figuring out where exactly she's at. Well, maybe we'll see today. Who knows?
Yes, today is definitely an episode for decisions that need to be made. I'm interested to see where it goes. I do not know where it's going to go. Nothing is pre-decided. We shall see where the flow of conversation and RP takes us. Speaking of influential people in today's session, Firemore. Welcome back to the world of living.
Hello, it's me, Josh, otherwise known as Fire Maw. So today's a big day for Fire Maw. He's about to see Avernus again. The reason he came down to Avernus in the first place.
Yes.
So he's got a lot on his mind, and I'm excited to see what he decides to do.
Indeed. Lots of Firemores in chat. Thank you, everyone. Okay, moving on around. Lee, Alistair.
Hello everyone, I'm Mason, who plays Lee Alistair, good old privateer of the Burning Valentine. And right now, he is for once, out of all the expeditions we've been on, the first time he's actually thinking of a plan for taking out certain dangers. Alright? It's scary.
Interesting.
That's how you. This is kind of intense. I don't know. First dragons right there, birds sitting down. You know, kind of a warning.
Indeed. Thank you. And last but not least, with a different backdrop, Lincoln.
Hello, I'm Emma, and I'm playing a very sleepy version of Lincoln today.
Oh no.
Lincoln is experiencing a fairly continual bout of mania, carrying on from last session and all the chaos that brought. But hey, he's probably gonna be fine. And he's here to support his friend Firemore in whatever he chooses to do. Because they are basically each other's kind of only allies at the moment, in unified against the thought of redeeming Zariel. So he wants to make sure nothing happens to him and that he has support. And that's Lincoln.
Thank you. All right. Now, let us have a quick look around here. Okay. Ooh. I think it's this one. Let me click. Is it this one? Oh no, that's just mysterious silence. Let's try to remember which one it was. Sorry. I was going to go Wandering Emporium, but...
Somehow Mysterious Silence is worse.
Yeah. Ominous about it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Wandering Emporium, which is where we find our adventurers here. The jolly sounds of commerce belie their state of mind, as they are all rather shook and slightly crispy on the outside, as they were accosted by a handful of adult dragons, including a type they had never seen before, as Tiamat made a play to get back the orb of dragon kind that they had stolen from the total death cleric Krull's laboratory. But I get ahead of myself. Before that, they had left from Bell's Forge, and they were heading towards this meeting with Avernus, as we said, Firemore's senpai, who he came down here to try and rescue or see what was going on as he was down here in the Nine Hells. And as they left, they saw an interesting figure stood beside their war machines, a Humblewood Raptor warlock that went by the name of Underlay, who very boldly addressed them and jumped into the war machines uninvited, ruffling Horvin's feathers so much that he couldn't be here today. He had to take a lie down and miss a week session. No, unfortunately, Steph and Colby are busy today, but we will be seeing them again very soon. I didn't kill them. All their characters. Either of those things. So
They're just crushed underneath a collapsed dragon building and they're stuck there until rescue teams arrive or something.
Unfortunately, we will help them soon. Hey Chase, raptors as in the collective word used for various birds of prey, not the dinosaurs. Although there are velociraptors as well, just not. The velociraptors are actually much closer to where you are, Chase, as opposed to here. So eyes open.
Yeah.
Because you're in Chult, or just adjacent to.
I remember that.
Now,
A good time.
with your new passenger and new friend in tow, a huge thank you to Dead Aussie Gamer for joining us on such short notice last week for another wonderful session together. He's always welcome here and an absolute joy to play with. You had an interesting encounter on the way towards the Wandering Emporium as you were accosted by a little imp in a rather wonderful leather jacket on an incredible devil's ride, gunning it across the top layer of the Nine Hells with his music blaring on the way to deliver something. But Rhea's paladin got the better of her and the imp was dispatched of. And Lincoln said, "Oh, don't want to let that jacket go to waste. I'll have that." And the new friend decided that Horvin maybe would like his war machine to himself and jumped on the new Devil's Ride they had acquired. And you gunned your engines once more and continued on to the Wandering Emporium. Now, as you arrived there, you quickly bumped into the lovely, lovely host and owner of said establishment, Mahadi. And he bade you spend some time in the market and around the spots as they were just finalizing some of the last bits of details for your meeting with Firemore's senpai, Ebonmarsh. And if I may borrow a naming style from the module itself, surprise, dragons! For those who are unaware, there is a section of the Baldur's Gate part called Surprise, Dragon Cultists. Spoilers. But, I mean, you're watching, so I assume you're okay with spoilers. So, yes. They were attacked by these agents of Tiamat, who came swooping down from above. We are dropping frames. Why? We have not done that for ever and ever and ever. Oi. Behave. How's that doing, everyone? Is it okay? Sorry, I just saw we were in the red for a second there. Sorry for those dropped frames there for a second. I will keep an eye on that. Now, the dragons came charging down and attacked the Wandering Emporium, and you and everyone else around scuttled for cover, running hither and thither and trying to get out of the way of these terrifying beasts who were using their breath weapons here and there. And you, thanks to the charismatic words and charms of Ondale, the biggest of them, this new type of dragon that you've not seen before, very similar color to the plains of Avernus here, the sands and the rocks that they found around the place. He managed to calm the beast and persuade it that it was not on the right course of action and that they really are friends, and even though they were not in any way worthy, they really did not deserve to also be destroyed and roasted off the plane of the hells that they find themselves on. And luckily, they were able to talk the head dragon into leaving without the Order of Dragonkind, and they flapped off once more into the hellish skies, taking their brethren and sistren with them. I don't know what the other word is. And then they flapped away.
Coven.
There you go. Definitely. And they flapped away into the sky, leaving the burning fires and wrecked tents and general mayhem behind them. But as we hear commerce and revelry swept back into the Wandering Emporium rather quickly, and everything went back to normal, including the pet shop, kind of animal specialist, interesting exotic creature specialist, calling out that they were open for business once more. Come, buy your hell wasps, tamed and ready for use. Come, get your black puddings, never a finer ooze to be found. Come, get your Efreeti, all kinds of wonders in the kitchen with their fire powers. And witch Andale, the warlock, who was down here searching for his beloved patron, the love of his life, his Efreeti patron, hearing that, slowly went into said establishment, closed the door behind him. And that's when we heard various sounds and screams. And then the roar of an engine as Andale and his patron genie, the Efreeti behind him, with her arms lovingly wrapped around his waist, gunned it off on their devil's ride and headed back out into the plains of Avernus. And that brings us back to all of you, lovely people. Where are you cowering after that red dragon absolutely devastated you all?
Wrecked. Oh, shit. We went, like, north of the Devil's Own Luck. There was, like, somewhere to the left. I
Yeah.
remember we cowered in
Somewhere
there.
around there.
Somewhere around there. Just, like, hyperventilating.
Somewhere what was once there, you know?
Well, yeah. Probably one.
Yeah, let me share
Link.
the vision that you are getting. It is behind us on the overlay, but it is somewhat tricky to spot with all of our
Yeah.
lovely faces in the way. Here we are, everybody. Enjoy. And also give it a moment.
Look at it. Little carnival.
Watch on the Twitch stream.
There it is.
Little carnival. Very
James's,
cool.
by the way, James's RPG art also linked on our VODs for these amazing animated pieces of art for D&D. There are a couple of his usual ones that are for, like a couple for Avernus, but then they're mostly for Rime of the Frost Maiden and Curse of Strahd, especially has lots and lots for that. You may have seen them on such channels as Realmsmith and the like. Sorry, Emma. Excuse me.
No.
So, Patch, welcome back. It's been sad without you for a few weeks. What is Lulu doing? And yes, I remembered you have disadvantage.
Of course.
Please, Upsy.
Welcome back.
Forever a disadvantage. It's fine. I think Lulu, probably more than anything, is absorbing all the music and joy that it brings.
Sorry, Patch. Can
probably-
you move your mic a bit closer or something? It's pretty quiet.
I mean, how close do you want me to get?
That's very. You're gonna hurt people again. You did that yesterday. Come on. Be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, I think Lulu's just taking in all the music and the joy that it's bringing. Probably not concentrating on the more important things that matter.
At the risk of being me, Lulu has memories of this place that she didn't have before. Lulu
Okay.
now remembers, now that everything has come back to her, this was the first place she found after being blasted by the magic that created the Bleeding Citadel. And she was roving around, lost and alone. And she wound up here. And she remembers now why she had so many problems with her memory. Because it was Mahadi, the owner of the Wandering Emporium, who splashed her with Styx water from the river Styx and made her lose her memory.
Oh!
Ah.
What's up, Lulu?
Welcome back.
I think maybe we need to go have a chat with Yanni.
I just.
Sounds like you got a score to settle. Like, I imagine he was like the Godfather, like.
This gives me the
I have an
vivid
emote
image
for
of
that.
Lincoln
Yeah.
and Lee just holding up the hat and all Lou's just like right in the side of the alley.
You just see the trunk like
Fire more
stroking an
occasionally.
imaginary cat.
Every time Lulu like takes a break, Firemore just sneaks in another punch to make sure Lulu's feeling good about how much damage they're doing.
So, my honey, not gonna put out old Lou, huh? Like, so, pops it out with his
The DM quickly prepares an under new management sign for the near future.
I know.
Right, who wants to play? You know the man? All right,
Yeah,
guys. Who wants to play a game of chicken? See how far we can run before those dragons come back.
It's our friend, you know, the one that narrates everything.
Oh,
Be a great manager.
our good friend.
Oh yes.
I think so.
I love that guy.
I've heard
Vincent,
he's known to be
Vincent
bad.
Trench's Wandering Emporium.
Vincent Trenches.
I love. It's gonna be a great new place.
So
So yeah, probably
Lincoln is gonna-
Lulu will have been listening to the music, and then it'll have snapped in her mind, and you'll have just seen like the flapping stopping of her wings, but she's still in the air, and she's just dead still, and she's no longer vibing. She's just like
Lincoln's gonna put a hand just on the back of Lulu and slowly start pushing her forwards as he walks out, like, on we go. Like a balloon.
There's
No,
no-
can I tie a little,
no reaction.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
tie a little rope around Lulu's middle and just carry her like a balloon? On we
I'm
go.
okay with that.
Lulu, this is for the greater good and for fun.
It's for friendship.
Balloon. Balloon.
Lulu. Okay, I need out of this
Balloon.
immediately. Like,
Okay. I only have 5% on this iPad. Goodbye, Bastia. Hello, Balloon.
Lincoln,
Yeah.
oh my days.
I have an idea, but involves us getting far
Better
more
than
back.
Balloon?
Because
Ah.
unfortunately, I do not have anything better than Balloon. But
Okay. That is
for
unfortunate.
once, I think I have an idea.
Don't jinx it, friend. But
But we need
I
to get
will indulge. Go on.
we need to get some soul coins from Farma. We're going on a shopping spree.
Okay. I'm very good at shopping. It's one of my proficiencies. Whatever
shopping
that means.
episode.
Shopping! So, right.
Sorry,
Now,
Firewall. You thought we
Lee,
were dealing with
don't judge
Evermarsh
me.
today.
Lee, do not
Going
judge
with
me. A lot has
Mahadi and
happened in
going
the last
shopping.
10 minutes.
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
hard right turn
Um,
from Ebonmarsh to Ebonmarche.
Ah! But, I forgot where Firemore went. There were a lot of dragons. What, going
Firewall
through the
was.
mines?
I understand.
I believe Firewall was watching the War Machines. Was the
He's watching the war
given
machines.
reason.
Oh, did I miss
It
that
just
one?
came back to me.
I thought I was in the Nether realm. Gorgoth's Nether realm.
Oh, yeah, but you were released after that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you were.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
crap. I remember. He went into a shield. Let's
Yeah.
go get him.
Is that how do you like it? Yeah, that's right.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We go out and we get him. Hey, Firemore!
I believe that when the dragons arrived and you were all inside, Firemore probably came running in, and you meet each other, and you're like, "Are you okay?"
Fireball!
I guess I'm fine.
Yes, I have no idea why Gargoth did that.
Looks at you guys. You look not fine.
We've been less not fine, and we've been more not fine.
Yes? Fireball!
Yes.
Your friend Ebenmarsh sent all the dragons pretty much after us, it felt like. But did Gargoth take away Fireball before seeing Andale? Or
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I don't think you ever met. I mean, I think you would have been aware of the goings on from within the shield.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Andale though, however, helped us in that now Ebenmarsh is waiting for us at his tower. With about all those
Probably.
dragons, probably as well. Waiting for the Orb of Dragonkind to be returned.
Yep.
We're not.
Ain't
It's
that
not
fun.
waiting at Eternal Rapture.
We did say we'd go in and have a look. So he could be there. I just don't
Indeed.
know if he's going to be amicable to talking without the orb.
So we'll bring the orb.
Stunning. Right. Now, as you can see, I have put Lulu on a balloon, and that does look something a little like this.
Perfect. Good
And I
content.
just
Good
kind of
content.
pose.
I love the
I-
frown.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Was that Raya?
It was Lincoln.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. Sorry, it was a different hairstyle threw me off.
Oh, it's the one that's in his
Gotcha.
the art I did of him.
Oh yeah.
Now,
It's so good. The
Horrible.
expression.
Okay, now what is your plan?
well, seeing as we're going to see Ebenmarsh, and pretty aware that there will be, in fact, be many dragons there, I thought for once it'd be best to become prepared. But what better place to come prepared than a lot of the resources we have here? Pharma, we're gonna need a lot of demon ichor.
You know, I had a fun idea just then. What if, when we do the concert in the air, we can get, if we have any demon air left back, we can dump it just all over.
Farma starts to walk into the Emporium.
The equivalent of foam cannons, but with demon ichor.
Would we have to designate splash zone in the audience?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's Lee's plan for the demon ichor? I'm curious.
Only Lee can tell us.
I'm not sure if it's more canon to not tail and to see if it fails than to, like.
Okay.
But Fireball.
Lincoln will.
And if you
will,
want, we can
as
throw in a few
Fireballs
hill
walking
last
in-
as well. And my apologies
Cool.
for that.
Lincoln will, as Firemore is walking back to the Emporium, just sidle over, pulling Lulu along to Lee, and just be like, "Okay, now, I love putting on a scene, putting on a show, all that. What do you need the demon ichor for? Just for fun. Just give us an idea, something to work with.
Alright.
Go on."
Like,
Tell
I'm
me
going
a
in,
name.
like, cartoon form there. Like, and, like, Lee reaches up to the sky and, like, brings out the little,
Oh
like,
yeah.
little screen,
presentation.
and it like shows the blueprints and everything. All right. So Lincoln, a lot
Yeah.
of Demon Maker, right? Demon
Yeah.
Maker causes
Wait,
law
use this red
transport.
string to connect your points. Yeah.
Oh, right. It gets the yarn out. Of course. Now, Lincoln,
Yeah.
Demon Maker, crazy transformation
Yeah.
before, right?
Oh,
Many
yeah.
times. Change color,
Yeah.
change shape, whatever. Imagine
It's true.
a lot
Yeah.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on a catapult.
Yeah.
Launch it
Go on. Yeah.
at the dragons. Now, many effects could happen, right? Some of them could get
Many
two
of us
heads
will
for
die, but
two
go on.
heads breathing fire, right? But
That would
The
be very
possibility-
bad.
which
That
could
would be painful.
Right. But
possible.
imagine this.
But they could
The
also
dragon
turn a different
changes
color.
And the dragon's like, why am I silver when I breathe fire?
And they. Oh, and then they become metallic dragons who are good.
Why am I a white dragon that breathes lightning? You know, they'll have a crisis. They won't
So
know
your
what's going
goal-
on.
Wait a second. Your goal is to damage these dragons with this ichor. Not physically, but mentally, by giving them an existential crisis before the battle.
Well, it could be physically. Like, I honestly don't
Yeah?
know what many of the effects of Demon Ichor could be.
No. Of course they could get more heads.
It could be more heads, more than two. Yes. What?
Lulu. I like your idea. Let's put a pin right there. Lulu. Hey.
Keep the
You've been
pins
down
away
here
from
a
the
lot longer
balloon.
than the rest. Right. I'm going to enjoy trying to poke a pin in you later, but first, Lulu, you've been down here longer than we have. Question: what does Demonica do, other than like turn fire more a different color, and give us more heads?
And you've seen Noodles as well.
And Noodles, long arms. That wasn't fun.
Flying ears?
I don't
Yeah,
want
that was-
flying ears. We've had some weird things, but are any of them gonna cause us immense physical harm?
What would I know, John?
I don't know that because she.
Is there some kind of role involved?
I'm just trying to
This is a
think.
terrible idea.
I'm trying to remember how long. I'm trying to remember how long it was before, since she was here at the Wandering Emporium until she ended up on the Sword Coast, up in Candle Keep. Yeah, roll me a d4.
Okay.
I mean,
This whole time, Lee has been continuing talking about his idea while Lincoln's talking to Lulu. That's something completely different.
also, Lee, there is the guy that sells the Demon Ichor and experiments with it a lot. He probably knows more than Lulu does.
Ooh! But first,
But first,
in case.
But first.
how'd you go, Patch?
2.
2. Okay. So I'll say, yeah, you would have heard of 2 more extra effects from what we've already listed there. You've heard tale of people being splashed with the ichor and their eyes popped out of their skulls on stalks. And were protruding on stalks. And you've also heard of the demon ichor making creatures just grow humongously big and like just triple the size, but like in an overweight way as opposed to a muscular way.
Okay. So Lulu responds with the same like uninterrupted manner from before. You either can get really big or cartoon eyes on stalks. Expression
Really
still
big.
fixed.
Now, does
Lulu.
Lulu now have visions of Demonica and Mahadi?
I mean,
Lulu,
maybe.
you good? That's a bold question. You doing okay? Even bolder question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'm G with okay. Everything's good.
Sweet. Anyway, that was convincing.
I think it's a terrible idea.
You think it's a terrible idea? Well, why don't we practice it out on something small?
Think of it like it.
Just
The ones that turn really
Yeah.
big, you can just polymorph down into a snail.
cool.
Can't we just polymorph them down without the ichor?
So yeah, I could do that without it, but you seem to really want this, and I think it's funny. So how about this?
I know that recently Rhea's been the one that's really been taking up this mantle, but I would like to remind you, I hate demons, and specifically I hate demon ichor.
And just
Cool.
on the side, Ray just like,
That's-
thank you.
Yeah.
I know this has been her thing recently, but it was me first.
We all know where it came from. I understand. You can always have that. Always gonna be your thing. In the spirit of that, I'm gonna say this to Lee very quietly so you can't hear it. I move over to Lee. Lee, if you want to, we could just buy a tiny bit, a tiny amount, for you to have as your personal supply of demonica to do with
Lee-
what you wish.
Lee looks at you, and he like takes out a little from a pouch from like many years, a long time ago. Last time you were here, he bought the demon ichor and never used it.
Some kicking around, yep.
Oh! Well, seeing as we're doing that, Lincoln's gonna pull out his like vial of memory loss alcohol that he purchased and was just like, you use yours and I'll use mine. Okay, so you seem set. You feel good?
So no hell wasp though.
No,
Fine,
nobody
well, let's
nobody
give him a
said
hell
that.
wasp. Come on. No one said that, exactly. Right! Hell wasps, let's go.
Just the fucking ghost.
Lulu, we're in the market of buying some hell wasps, and then you can do whatever it is you wish with the owner of this emporium.
Okie dokie.
That sounds such
You see, like,
cute little
you
elephant.
see, like, the tiniest little smile creep up in the corner of one side of Lulu's mouth. It's not creepy at all.
Scary.
Well, the
Or
eyes are
not.
still dead, cold.
There's like a slight twitch to one eye as well.
Okay. So,
We go in.
you make your way over where you saw Andre wreak havoc and vengeance, glorious vengeance, upon the captor of his beloved. And let me just quickly, just do one thing here. So yes, you make your way back from where you had moved over. If you remember, you had moved over towards from here to Avernus, with all the imp couriers, which you realised you had killed one of out in the flats of the plain here, and you start making your way towards the very distinctive building that is the Beehive. And as you're making your way towards it, you can see the door hanging off on one hinge, and a couple of curious redcaps, those nasty little gnomish fellas that work for Mad Maggie and the like, a couple of very curious redcaps kind of starting to move towards the door, trying to see what's inside ahead of you. What do you do?
disregard
Excuse me.
the red caps, and
Yeah.
walk in. I mean, it seems like it's customary to kill one on the way in, right?
Pretty much. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
That's just the culture here.
They scowl. They're like, oi, first come, first serve. Piss off. We found it. It's ours. We are the proprietors of the beehive. I am.
Bonk.
The other one just legs it.
Bonk.
Oh shit! Ah! And as you all make your way into the beehive, Firemore just shakes the other one off his glaive and follows him behind you.
Well,
I tread very lightly.
I'm confused now. Rule against magic, but no rule against killing. Okay.
They don't count.
Rude. Poor little red caps.
Yokes, guys. Oh, where have our morals gone?
Not all
Wait,
red
can we
caps,
just
please.
pause
Come on.
1 second? Guys, are we, we're fine, right? We're all fine. This is normal.
I think I've become a better person since coming to Avernus.
Me too. I've learnt lessons that the upper world could never teach me. Also buy some wasps.
So, you make your way inside the beehive. And let's have a look here. And as you go into the dark interior, there's a very strong smell of sulfur and brimstone, like even more than outside, as the remnants of Ondale's magic are still permeating the room as he exacted his revenge. And there is a scorch mark on the floor of the shop where the owner was dealt with. You're muted. And you can hear in the darkness, your eyes don't adjust immediately, but you can hear over to one side there's a kind of squelching, fizzing, hissing sound. And then on the other side there is a dull, monotonous drone.
Guess we head towards the drone.
Okay. And as you make your way inside, yeah, you do notice, as your eyes adjust, this massive kind of almost fish tank looking thing, but with a very secure lid on top as well. Michael is an Ewok. Unsubstantiated rumors, but thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, welcome to the Wandering Emporium. Absolute pleasure to have everyone here. Welcome everyone. I hope you had a fantastic session. Do jump on in here, raiders. Thank you, Duffy. Okay, good to see you, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I remember that I've seen you before. I remember that name. Zewit, it is a good name. And now we have a face as well, I assume. It's all over the screen. Welcome, welcome. Oh, nice, nice. Yes, these our folks are coming back to the Wandering Emporium after quite some time. They have to meet someone important, who is an original, not in the module. So don't worry, there won't be any spoilers. Okay, so as you make your way into the shop here, yes, you do see this strange tank with this glistening, almost iridescent black ooze of this black pudding that is in this tank for sale. And you also see on the other side, with a kind of wooden post like hammered into the floor with an iron ring hanging off it and a chain going up to a bright red collar, leather collar, round the neck of this hell wasp as it buzzes in the corner of the room in a rather menacing way.
Lincoln's gonna stop short, just out of range of it, and just turn to the others and say, you know, remember we saw those wasps eating angels? Do you reckon they're gonna, like, try and eat me? Considering
It's a distinct
teachers and
possibility.
Great, okay. I'm gonna just stay, like, 6 feet away from anyone who's holding the wasp. Have fun, guys. Enjoy.
Well, Fireball, what do you think?
Let's give it a try. It's like the Red Caps say, finders keepers.
Lulu, you should probably stay away too, considering you're a celestial elephant.
Yeah, I just want to watch.
Fireball
This-
will kind of walk in and see what it does.
Okay. So you're gonna walk up to the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you do? Are you like, putting your hand up to it, or how do you approach?
Sure. Put my hand up to it.
Okay.
Straight up wasp.
So you just like reach up towards this. This is this massive creature. It's like 10 foot long, this huge wingspan. It's just filling up the corner of this room. And we've got a few new people in here. I should show you what this beautiful thing is. Where are we? Creatures and monsters. Oh, that's the named ones. No, we want the regular ones, please. As regular as hell gets, anyway. Thank you for that follow. Hello, Pluto. Hello to you. Hell Wasp. There they are. Boom. Do we get a nice pretty handout as well? Yeah. They're quite pretty. In a certain way. There you go. Hang on everyone, let me get the Wandering Emporium out the way for a moment. Oop. There they are. So yeah, this long, long body out behind it, the kind of purplish colour, and these like mottled, almost butterfly-like wings, but just buzzing, a blur of movements out of sight. And its huge mandibles there, just slightly offset by the delightful red, like post-box red collar that's around its neck there, with the chain going down. And you're reaching up to its head, or to the abdomen, or what?
Abdomen, yeah.
Okay. And it's just you reach out slowly. Roll me an animal handling check. With advantage.
Is there any chance that at some point on the journey across, Lulu could have swiped some popcorn from somewhere and is just sharing it with Lincoln?
Well, thanks for
As
that
we watch
advantage.
on?
It'll be 18.
An 18? Okay. You slowly move forward and reach up with your scaly hand. The creature is just like buzzing in the corner, droning away. And as you slowly reach up and make contact, it suddenly, in a blur of movement, swoops round the pole in the ground, like flying past Yuli and Lincoln. Even as you stayed away, like the chain does stretch out in the other direction as well. It comes buzzing round the hitching post, round to the side, and comes right at you, Firemore. Comes barreling up to you with those wings. You're buffeted by the wind, all of you. The wings just blurring through the air here makes the air swirl around inside the shop here, and it comes up to you and aggressively nuzzles you.
Firemaul will use his glaive to bat away the post, and take the chain up,
Okay.
and then climb onto its back, or climb onto its abdomen.
Yep, there's that nice little dip there between the I mean, which bit's the thorax? Thorax is a word, isn't it?
I think that's the word, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, there's that nice little kind of saddle-shaped bit there. Yeah, you swing yourself up there?
Yep.
Okay. And the door is very narrow, but there's quite a wide window.
Oh, we're gonna crash through that window.
Okay. You with just a light, even just the lightest tap of your heels, you just bzzz, and then smash as just Firemore and his new steed just break out through the window, and you hear cries and roars of
Whoa.
fear and appreciation outside as the customers of the Wandering Emporium are accosted by this sight of a red dragonborn astride this hell wasp barreling out of the pet shop of the beehive. And as you hear one devil say, and that's why they call it the beehive. And,
Oh.
and then you, the rest of you kind of like, you run after them and like just run outside and look up, and you can see Firemore doing a moderate altitude lap around. And Firemore, from your vantage points, you do see one thing very particular. There are no dragons within sight at the moment.
Firemaw comes down. So I think we got what we came for.
You know,
Unless you want the ooze.
No, I'm fine with this purchase, but I will admit I feel fear around that.
I do too.
Everyone, we need to do what we did in Out of the Abyss. By next week, everyone give me a name, and then at the start of next week's stream, our beloved viewers here can all vote on the Hellwasp's name.
Okay.
We have named a giant spider in Out of the Abyss. We have named a kitten in real life. I see you, Daisy. Hey, Daisy's right there. So we've named a real life kitten, an Out of the Abyss giant spider, and now an Avernus Hellwasp. if Firemore is okay with it.
Stunning.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
Excellent. So you do get some call on this, right? There will be the names that you have chosen that will just be voted for by our lovely people here. So,
Cool. So, lads, guys, friends, countrymen, we need to go and see Ebonmarsh. Right, Firemore?
Yes, we do.
Cool. Shall we do it? Shall we just go? Shall we just go?
Yes, he will be in the Infernal Rapture.
Okay. Lulu, you been before? First time.
Has Lulu been before?
I don't think so. Pretty sure
Yeah,
she
I think-
hasn't. It was Lulu that hadn't before.
but where was
Or was
Lulu
it
when?
Freya?
Oh yeah, because Lulu
Have we
and
met her?
was it Lulu and Firemore, your buddy in Elturel. Sorry, mental block.
Oh,
Altus.
Altus.
Yeah.
Altis.
Right? Wasn't it Lulu and
Oh,
Altus
yes.
that they didn't want to sign, or like Altus was just forgotten about, and Lulu didn't want to sign, so they had to stay outside because remember you have to sign the contract to go inside.
I remember.
So yeah, you've been to the Wandering Emporium, but you haven't been inside Infernal Rapture.
Do you want to sign the contract, Lily?
I mean, sure.
Wow.
Character development. Character development.
Character
Right, so Lulu, here's the
devolvement, I
thing.
think.
You wanna devolve. Depends on your perspective. Lulu,
Fair.
sign the devil act. Yeah?
What's best for the group?
Damn it. I was gonna try and make a point about redeeming Zariel, but I don't think I can. Cool. Okay. Whatever you want to do.
Lulu's voice just now.
We lost you, Mason.
Oh.
Take a rinse. Piss off. Piss off, difficult rinse.
That's
It's
what
all
happens when
goblin.
people try and compliment me. They get lost in the void.
I want to try that.
Strike them down. Say that again, Lee.
Noticing a interchange of Lulu's attitude. Can Lee roll an insight check?
If you wish. What are you trying to incite?
Alright. Insight to see if like Lulu's sad.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be. Where are you? Oh, okay, 25. Cool.
Wow. There you go. What is a 25 given Lulu?
You don't pick up sadness, but a distinct focus and a change of almost like perspective in some ways. I would say the emotion you would liken it to most would be anger.
Lulu, is there anything on your mind?
I mean, isn't there always lots of things on our mind? Sure, lots of things. What's on your mind?
Well, you aren't wrong. Many things do happen in one's mind, don't they? A lot. But sometimes there's one thing that pops out in your head a lot more specifically that's louder than the rest.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Alright then. Oh, you're fine, Lulu, we'll carry on.
Oh yeah, I'm doing just fine. I'm sure it's fine.
You sound a lot like me there, Lulu.
We'll have a discussion about that another time.
Mm-hmm. We will.
Give in to the anger.
The angels aren't here to stop you now!
Yes.
Bold of you to assume I can be stopped.
Lulu!
The boss was Lulu the whole time! Bum, bum.
Lulu has just been Zariel this entire time. Lulu was actually
Oh my god.
assimilated into the entity that is Zariel.
Somewhere,
Lulu all along.
somewhere a DM has definitely done that. Just
I would believe it. I would 100% believe that.
spying on them the whole time. Okay. Now, you make your way towards the delightful interior, the tantalizing scents, aromas that waft even above the brimstone and sulphurous Avernus. Scents. I was trying to find a different word. I lost out. As you make your way towards Infernal Rapture. And on the door,
In we go.
waiting for you. I don't think I can get away with the music now that we're online. We were offline before. Everyone, in our universe here, a certain Vincent Trench from Waterdeep is a relative of Mahadi here at the Wandering Emporium, and having been driven out of Waterdeep in our run through of Dragon Heist, he has found himself working for his cousin Mahadi here at Infernal Rapture, and we used that fantastic Whose Line Is It Anyway film noir skit music, which works perfectly because both the early part of Avernus and all of Dragon Heist was offline, and safe for us to do whatever we liked. But I'm afraid I'm not going to risk it this time. But our Eberron Casino music works quite rather well too. As you make your way over, and even as you come into audio range, you can already hear him. He's like, "Yeah, I remembered who they were, and I saw them approaching me for the first time in God's knows how long. Gods, how they've abandoned this place." Hey everybody, how's it going?
Oh no, not this again.
Oh, hey, man.
Firemore, wasn't it?
That's right. You remember?
Of course
This
I
is
knew his name.
my new friend.
How could I ever forget? Your new friend? Do they have a name?
Not yet.
I'm sure something will be decided. It's probably already being discussed somewhere. I can feel people going back and forth already. Yes. I knew the chat was discussing the name for the Hell Wasp. Of course they were. How could they help themselves? So, you're all still alive.
Yes.
Define alive.
Is the, I guess, the most correct answer. Yes.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. And hey, I really was glad to hear it. I was quite surprised, especially about the Holifont. The celestial funk was all over them.
He's doing it again.
Shush.
So, you here for the meeting?
We're here for the meeting.
Things have been arranged. You there, Holifont? Are you willing to sign this time so you can come inside? Or are you gonna stand outside, alone, in the marketplace, with Nea cultists to hold your trunk?
Give me the pen, or tell me what you want me to tell your family when I deal with you.
Reading you loud and clear, my big-eared friend. Loud and clear. And he passes over the quill. I think it's a oh, it's the big vulture demon. What are they called? Mental
Aaron,
rock.
yes?
Oh, no. Demon.
Rock? I don't know.
Yeah, what are they called? Damn it. It's one of the, it's a demon feather quill. They managed to save one before it dissolved as it was killed here. And
Grand.
Vincent like stands there watching Lulu sign. It was quite the change. Wonder what happened to this little Holifont in the time since we last met. I barely recognize them.
Brock.
Right. Vrock, there it is, thank you. Yes, it is a Vrock feather quill. So, make your way in. You know what the place is like. Just walk in, take the door that you feel right with, and it will be the right one.
See you next time.
Looking forward to it. And you step inside.
Didn't monologue that time.
Didn't?
He didn't. I don't know if he had generally felt that way or not.
He's wrecked. It's like, oh, I need him to validate himself. As you make your way through the tent flaps into Infernal Rapture, you are immediately surrounded by the calm interior, completely removed from the hustle bustle of the markets outside, as the scents and sounds of its relaxing interior wash over you like humid Japanese air the first time off the airplane. 3 of us can relate. Oh no, 4 of us. Mason's been here too. Although, what season was it with it, Mason?
It was
When
fall
you-
winter. So
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have had that experience.
no.
Anyway, as you make
It
your way...
hit you in the face, but you live
Yeah.
in Florida, so you know.
Oh, there, yeah. So, you make your way inside, and the draped sashes and soft pastel colors greet you, and there are various openings and doorways nestled in the folds of the tent fabric. Thank you, Lulu. Where?
I'm keeping an eye on Lulu this whole time, by the way, just so you know.
Okay. Firemore, as you lead the way and make a beeline, if you'll excuse, towards the door that you feel is fitting, what subconsciously are you expecting inside, decor-wise?
How much leeway do I have?
Remember last time here, you stayed on the shores of a desert oasis to remind Tarina of home.
Well, allow me to paint the scene for us then.
Please.
As the party opens the door, you expect to see something that's very relaxing, perhaps calming. That's what we experienced last time we were here. But what you open to is basically this small concrete room with what seems to be a platform at the other end of the room, and a small bread-only meal already ready, set in the middle of this room. And as we enter the room, and you can see little bits of humidity dripping down onto the concrete floor, you start to hear the chanting of the illusory spectators above, as Firemaw passes over the food and steps onto the platform at the other end of the room and motions for the rest of his party to come.
I take a bread roll.
Take a bread roll, fine.
A little crunchy one.
You all file into this Spartan, empty, almost desolate chamber and look up as you hear the roar of the crowd. And you can hear it's taken on a name again, over and over again. Mars. 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 And a sturdy, plain wooden door with a barred window on the far end of the room opens. And a large black dragonborn with draconic wings folded up behind it steps into the room. He looks up at the sound still echoing behind him. Nice touch. To remind me of the old days.
Figured it would remind us both of where we came from.
Do you even remember? Do you even fucking remember where we came from, boy? And look at us now. It's the big leagues.
We came from nothing. Now we're here. In hell.
We were always destined for this little nook of the multiverse, my son. Where did you think we were going to end up? Some poncy glade, sipping tea and munching scones with fauns and satyrs up in their neck of the woods. He points at Lulu. No Bitopia for us, mate. No Bitopia for us.
No, I don't think that was ever in our card. Not in the Low City. Looks over at his compatriots.
No, Bitopia? Not even like a little bit?
I don't think we're talking about the same thing, boy. There's plenty of Bitopia what you're talking about. You know we're gladiators, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I know.
Linka just goes, yeah.
We
God,
grab
that's
him.
I don't think Bitopia was ever in the cards, but
Yeah.
hell, I don't. I think we could do better.
Better. Look at us. It's in the name. Dragonborn. Born of scale and fire, tempered by its heats, fired by its electricity. That's not a word we know. Lightning. Our queen, the goddess of our kind, from ancient behemoths of dragons all the way down to us. I've even heard rumored there's something even bigger, even nastier than an ancient one. I don't know, you have to hang around for about 3 more months.
Yeah, I think we heard a little something about that.
She's right here. This is where it's at. All of us are flocking. We are here. The dragons are here. The Githyanki are here to call in their debts.
But you see, lesson you taught me when we were up in Baldur's Gate. You don't kneel. You serve for yourself.
That's all well and good when it comes to petty taskmasters, pit bosses, and thems that thought they owned us. This is something else. You've been there. You must have felt her, even if you didn't see her. You know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. I've seen both of them, both sides. Seen the metallic side, chromatic side. We're both just pawns to them.
I'd heard rumors. Finding it hard to choose.
Not finding it hard to choose. I'm not choosing.
You all were very fast to pick a side when it came to our team. Back in Baldur's Gate. That not count anymore?
In Baldur's Gate, I was offered family. It's what I wanted, what I needed. I was
And
just a
then-
kid.
What about now?
I've already got what I need. Family. What I need now is to be free.
You say you've already got family, but it sounds like you've forgotten all of us already.
That's why I'm here. I haven't forgotten about you.
And I haven't forgotten how you always used to do as you were told and follow where I led because you knew it was the right thing to do. Why the change of heart?
I've learned a whole lot being down here. I've seen that we can have our own path. Free from Tiamat, free from Bahamut. Just because we're Dragonborn doesn't even need to follow her. Or him.
You're so naive. So young. He pokes you in the chest. You don't know. You don't know the scale of it. You haven't seen the Abishai when they're all together. There's no standing against that. There's no forging your own path.
That's why we need to come together.
Do what? What's the grand plan, Firelaw?
Be free. Break free of these chains that are tying to you to Tiamat. Stop kneeling.
Back in the pits, there was only one way to gain freedom. And that was to win it. To take it. What are you suggesting?
If we need to take it, then we can end all of this scheming by removing Archon, can't we?
That's one you're definitely not talking out of his current path. That one. That one is willing to do anything. Everything for his queen.
And I'm willing to do anything and everything. Freedom.
How? How would we even do it? How are you gonna tear him away from his beloved? What is it, boy?
Oh, I'm talking to John. I want to put my hand on the small of Firemore's back, and I'm just gonna be humming the opening to Eye of the Tiger, just like do, just very, very lightly under my breath. And I want to give him inspiration as he moves into this, because this feels really important. This part, it just seems really important.
Firemaw
That's just happening.
takes a cloth off of his sash and reaches into his pack and pulls out the orb of dragonkind.
What the fuck are you doing with that?
It's what we need. Take out. He'll do anything. He'll make himself vulnerable.
So what? You offer that in exchange for?
We don't need to exchange anything. We need to remove.
He thinks he can get his hand, on that evil Vecna bullshit he's working on that orb. He would come running. That I can assure you.
And when he does, we'll be ready for you. We set all of our people free from the control of
He is not something to be trifled with, Firemore. I've seen him. Those beasts of his.
That's why we have to be ready.
Well then. Just so I've got this clear, and this old, battle-scarred noggin of mine. Your suggestion. We use the Orb of Dragonkind to lure Arkan away from her lair and do him in.
Exactly.
I think it's doable.
Firemore.
I really do.
With inspiration from Lincoln and inspiration from Chance.
Sweet.
You can roll with advantage plus a
It's a D8.
a d8. Give me a persuasion check. Thank you, Sirenscape.
Let's
Yeah,
see what the
super
D8
dramatic,
gets
I love
me.
it.
Say again, sorry?
I'm just checking that.
I just rolled my D8
It's
now.
10.
10? Oh,
It's
I have a
10.
physical
Sorry.
for that.
Nice.
Okay.
So, the higher of the two d20s plus the d10 plus your persuasion.
That's gonna be a 24.
Oh,
Ibn Marsh slowly starts to nod. And once before, you've heard him utter the same thing. His head slowly rises, and there is a wicked, lopsided grin on his face. And as you've heard once before, he stands straight, looks around at all of you.
haha.
It's all about to kick off. Firemore! I knew as soon as I saw you, bleeding in the sand of the pit on your first day. Standing up again and again. I had the measure of you then. And I hope For fuck's sake, you've got the measure of this.
Firemaw extends his, puts the orb away and extends his claw.
Forearm to forearm, right?
Yeah, forearm to forearm, of course. No other way.
All of your hair is blown back. Lulu, your little golden fur is fluttering in the force of this impact, like a thunderwave spell went off.
It's all going to happen. We're going to kill Art.
Very well. Now, we need to have a proper chinwag and decide how this is gonna kick off. But let's save that until we've had something a bit better. I think we're in bigger leagues now, Fireball. You don't need any of this swill that they gave you. He points to the stale bread and stuff on the table. Each of you,
that great bread. Had better.
each of you, tell me
It's more
right
creamy.
now what would be an ideal food to enjoy here in Infernal Rapture. Lincoln,
A milkshake. Milkshake.
Lee.
The good old garbage pot from the Burning Valentine. You know, where you can find your random chicken pieces and oysters.
Oh.
Lulu.
Right. Never even conceived the idea of Lulu eating until popcorn about an hour ago. So.
Lambus bread.
Spread. I would say.
Angel's food cake.
I would say Lulu will eat the stale bread
Oh,
and continue,
baby.
like, just fixated on whatever it is.
Okay. And as you all think that in your mind subconsciously, as Ebenmarsh says that, the door that he came through moves open again, pushed by a small metal cart. And as it comes into the room, preceding whoever's pushing it, you see a milkshake. Whatever Lee said.
The garbage pot.
Garbage pot, thank you. And the more of the bread. And sorry, fine, what was yours again?
As we've established last time, it's macaroni and cheese with hot dog cut up in it.
Of course.
Oh my god.
And a massive, for Ebenmarsh, a massive Abishai steak. As he's embracing this wholeheartedly and pushing the cart in, you see Mahadi, your gracious host. Well, my friends, it seems that our facilities have been to your liking. Allow me to freshen your table and extend the congratulations of our lower management on this splendid coming together of like minds and to the success of your endeavors. For rest assured, the lower management is just as keen for that particular queen to stay right where she is.
Can I do an insight check on Lulu? Because I feel like Patch's reaction was incredibly distinctive. I just wonder what Lulu's was.
Well, how much of Lulu was that, Patch? If that's what Lulu did, then that's fine
I mean,
too.
I would say you don't even need to. It was
I did roll 21, but I don't need to, so I'm just like,
well, it's good.
Yeah.
To be.
You will have that reaction was completely in character, and you will have noticed Lulu's complete attention fixed on Mihadi.
wow,
even
did you order
blinking.
popcorn, Lulu? Because I was sure that you got beef. You got beef.
What?
Staring at Lulu like,
There is no
Did they give
response.
Lulu the wrong thing?
No,
I can share.
Not even a recognition of your current existence. It is just tunnel vision.
And Mahari goes on to say, "But I intrude upon the sanctity of your private meeting. Excuse
Oh
me.
no, please stay.
Do you
it's
have
very
anything
drafty
else?
in here. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna go over and close the door.
Any further requests that we may provide? This
Oh, just
one's
a moment of you.
on the house.
Just a moment of your time would be very sufficient.
Really? Yes. How can I help?
Why don't we go somewhere a bit more private?
There is nowhere more private than the meeting rooms of Infernal Rapture, my friend.
Lead the way, friend.
We're right here. This is one of those meeting rooms.
Would you like us to leave, Lulu?
I'll look towards Ebermarsh. How attached are you to this individual currently? Gesturing at Mihadi.
What? I don't know.
Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna pin Mihadi up to the wall.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Like trunk across neck. Let's have a talk.
My little friend. I'm not sure you signed up for the VIP package. This is quite a different thing.
There was a VIP package. Never mind, it's not time.
Trust. Let me make something very, very clear to you. Number one, I am not your friend. Number two, I don't give a fuck what I signed up for. First things first, you're going to tell me why.
Why what?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't very clear. You have about a minute to answer me before things start to get very bad for you. You
My
know
friend.
what I'm asking.
My friend, I think you forget where you are. This is my establishment.
Don't talk to me about forgetting things.
That was brilliant.
Ooh.
This is the
By the way, you're only about 45 seconds, so, you know, you might want to hurry up.
Are you referring to your first visit to our little marketplace?
You know what I heard from you. You know what you did. I want to know why.
Don't you understand how this place works? You were currency you were to curry favor with Zariel, I thought she would make a fitting gift. I was unaware of your past together. I thought maybe a snack, maybe an ironic pet. I was told the devils that I sold you to pass on to Zariel were very gentle. And you remember that Mahadi had tricked you into thinking you were a friend, and you were friends together, and then had splashed you to remove your spellcasting and memories from before, and then had given you to a bunch of devils as a present for Zariel.
Okay, you've got about 10 seconds. Anything left to confess?
10 seconds until what?
Actually, no, I think I've heard just about enough justification. Thank you, my friend. Lulu's gonna stick her trunk into his mouth, right to the back of his throat, and he's gonna use the trumpet of blasting.
Okay.
So, you tell me what happens.
Roll
I mean,
me.
It's a con save, whether or not he needs to make it.
We need to roll a dexterity off
Okay.
to see who manages to act first, because he was expecting something to happen. So he's not completely surprised by this.
Mm-hmm. 18.
Okay. $17.
Okay.
So, surprisingly quickly, you release the hold on his neck against the wall, and this trunk snakes around towards his mouth. Again, very, very deep into the VIP package. As you unleash
Premium content.
unleash your trumpet of blasting. Roll me the damage. Well, what's the deal? Is there a roll to hit or anything?
It's a con save, and then
Okay.
it's 5d6 thunder damage and deafened for 1 minute.
Okay. So what's the DC on the con save?
It will be a 14.
All right. 17 again.
Okay. So only takes half. So 15 after 7. 7 thunder damage.
7 thunder damage, and are they still deafened or with the save or not?
No, the deafened is with a fail.
As well. Oh, so just only on a fail.
Yeah, just on a fail, yeah.
Okay, so all of you suddenly see Lulu lash out, and there's this huge cacophony of noise, which you know will not go beyond the walls of this chamber. And just Mahadi's head is blasted back against the wall as this huge roar, huge furious trumpeting sound is unleashed, point blank range, and I'm not gonna half that because it was like it was so like up close and personal.
Cool.
And everyone kind of like stops, like tensed. And Mahadi lifts his head up. Oh dear. Oh Dearie me. I'm afraid you are in breach of our company policies. And his form starts to shift and bulge and change as his torso grows much larger and black fur bursts out through the seams and the neckline of his tunic, and his head changes. This is the closest I've got, but it is my favorite. What have you done? And you will see Mahadi the Rakshasa standing before you. And he tears...
Oh my god, that's really bad.
He tears into Lulu with his clawed hands as he was next. One below in the initiative. A 21.
Yep.
For 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
A natural 1 on the second one, so you misses. 11.
Nope.
And another 21 for another 8 slashing.
Cool. That's fine.
So 19 total.
Yep.
As he just goes, just like these hands almost transforming as they go, which explains the misses, as these claws extend out and tear into Lulu's side, and he flings her away across the room to the rest of you. Now, let me get my face on. You have a minute. Get out. Get out before all of lower management's wrath is brought to bear.
Yeah, I think this place needs new management. I'm gonna cast banishment.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Is this where we TPK? Only John knows. No.
What's the deal?
So that's what I'm just looking it up now.
Charisma saving throw?
Yes, charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, good. What level spell is that?
Fourth. I
Banishment
believe.
4th.
Okay. Is it touch or just...
Just within range. Its range is 60 feet.
Okay. You say, yes, I think this needs new management, and you blast out the magic, and it just... Hang on. Emma, on your head be this. These dice right here that I got from you not 6 days ago. 6 days and 8 time zones ago.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. The magic goes. What does it look like? Let's enjoy the full story of this moment.
So I would say that as usually the case with Lulu, a spiral of glitter emanates from the trunk, which seems to envelop the target in like a cyclone of sorts, and then, if successful, would condense into a single point before vanishing.
So you see this cyclone of sparkles just go whooshing across and spiral around Mahadi's form, sparkling. You see his fur, the Rakshasa's fur, rising up almost like static electricity as, just completely covered him. And the sparkles are playing off the tips of his whiskers and around. And then the sparkles swoop down to a pinpoint and disappear somewhere round about the Rakshasa's navel as Mahadi just laughs. Pathetic. I see now why Zariel tired of you so quickly and flung you back to that god's awful material plane where my cousin was languishing. I say again, get out before you are thrown out.
Can I try something?
Of course.
Is his mouth open?
He's speaking. Not after he finished speaking.
I already love the sound of this.
Do you remember I have that memory erasing potion? It erases your memory for 24 hours. Can I just splash it in his face? See if any gets in his mouth.
And it erases the last 24 hours?
Yeah, it erases your memory for... I bought it from the shop in the Wandering Emporium, so I don't actually know... You can be on the stream. My mum was crawling up. Hi, Mum, say hi. You're fine. So, it erases...
That's adorable.
I know it lasts for 24 hours, but I don't remember how much it erases. It just erases some memory. Hoping that we could buy a bit of time here. Maybe have a redo.
Roll me
Yeah.
a dexterity check.
Okay, dexterity.
Remember, you have inspiration from chat.
Right. I have to use D&D Beyond for this, so...
Mine doesn't anymore.
Could I possibly argue for acrobatics if I did like a flip on the way?
This is a ranged weapon. A ranged weapon is the dexterity.
I was thinking I was gonna on the way out shove it in his face, like this.
Okay. Give it a try.
Okay. Oh, it's natural 20.
Yes!
Wait, let me roll inspiration to see if it would have been a natural one on one. No, it was. Well, I can't get higher. It's a natural 20.
If you got them, folks, let them fly. Let them fly.
Okay.
I
kind of take on a slightly feral pose afterwards,
You suddenly see Lincoln cartwheel across the room and spring as they roll up out of the tail end of this maneuver. Spring towards the Rakshasa in this sacrificial move. What on earth is he doing? And then you see in his hand a glimmer of a potion tube as he smashes it in the Rakshasa's face. The glass does minimal damage, of course, but the Rakshasa snarls, confused and surprised. What's it? No.
It's a hairball.
Oh no, it's too realistic.
My friends, my valued customers, welcome back. You had, Mr. Rebelmash, you have already had your... I thought I was just about to start setting up for your meeting, but everyone's, He kind of gathers himself. Was everything to your liking? And we shall stop there. Because it's
I don't know what to do anymore with this bit of information.
And, chat, you too, I hope everything was to your liking as well. And thank you so much for joining us here for a very interesting... I thought that was going to go much worse for you. A very interesting little journey into the Wandering Emporium and Inferno Rapture. Thank you all so much, my wonderful, wonderful players, and all of you wonderful people who came along to join us today. Thank you so much for the raid. Ewok, you're legend. You are an Ewok. We now know it to be true. And thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for the follows. Hello, Pluto, and everyone else. Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Have a look at your Twitch whispers. We will invite you over to our Discord, where Emma will be sharing that Bululun art, I hope.
Yes.
Please,
now.
please put it on the Discord. And then, yes, thank you all so much. And do join us next time when we see just what happens in this aftermath, this clutch save from Lincoln. Although with Lulu's mood, it might just spiral to exactly where it was in a round or so. But we shall see. Do join us again next Friday as we are back down in Avernus to continue planning for the fall of Arkan the Cruel. Now do you think Joe Manganello will come?
I wonder.
I mean, he has to, right?
We're about to kill his
Defend
character.
his honor.
Yeah, I mean,
I would
we can't
gladly be
kill his
teammates.
character while he's not here.
That would be rude, right? And yes, if you do not want to wait that long, there are plenty of chances to come by and enjoy Phoenix Owaki throughout the week between now and then. First and foremost, after a month away, a long, painful month, we are delighted to be diving back into Candlekeep Mysteries. Big Man Studios, Cuz Daisy, Absy Doodles over there in chat will be joining us with their friends Cozy and Sense as they continue on their epic quest to defeat whatever dark powers are at force and at play in that particular campaign. Then, right round 2, next Tuesday, we will be back on the idyllic island of the Snout of Omgar, a small jungle paradise off the southern coast of Chult, as Firemore here will be a much smaller draconic brethren, as he's playing Waku, the Cobalt Warlock,
Waku. That's real cute.
who will be joined by our good friend Chase, who is in chat as well, as they
Hi.
approach the defiled temple of his god, for which I use that same Rakshasa face, because it is awesome. And his god is Bastet, the cat's god. So, they are going to cleanse this temple and free it, and maybe learn a thing or two about what is happening on this island, and why it is that the total legends told of these 5 adventurers being here together at this time. We shall see. So, join us for that on Tuesday. And then we'll be rolling around to Wednesday evening or Thursday, depending on where you are in the world, as we dive back down into the Underdark and see just what lies in wait as our adventurers chase after the mysterious Droki with his Displacer Beast tentacle hat as he goes muttering his way through the Wellstone tunnels, and they try to deal with all of the information they found from the Phaserus mutterings filtered down from the city above, and they found out some very interesting things. Cultists are on the move underneath the Duragar city, and they are going to do their best to put a stop to the madness that is reaching out from the abyss as they try to make their way out of the abyss. Now, later on Thursday, we will be back in Barovia, through the mists, and continuing on. After a slightly different session yesterday, I trust, Emma, you haven't watched?
I did not.
Good,
Patch
good.
almost tempted me. What he was after he was telling me about it earlier today. But no.
Yes, strict orders from our other players to have not watched. That was just between Patch, Merrin, and the other couple of hundred people. So thank you everyone who joined us yesterday. Wonderful to have you there, and I hope you enjoyed that slightly different thing that happened there as we had our post-mortem with Esmeralda. A nice fireside chat, and it was wonderful stuff. And I look forward to letting the others know just what had happened, or allowing them to find out for themselves, I should say. Now, do join us on Thursday to see what happens as they rush up the hill towards the Abbey in Kresk, carrying Esmeralda's lifeless form, hoping to plead with the abbot that they can use their divine powers, their celestial powers, to bring Esmeralda back to be with them once more. We shall see. Then, that'll bring us all the way back down here to the first layer of the 9 hells, and I hope that you are able to join us on that romp through those various plots. Thank you, Absolutely Legend, and I cannot wait to share all of that with all of you. But until that time, stick around for the raid. If you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. But until next time, wherever and whenever that may be, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi Nasai.
Yes,
Everyone, thank you.
Oyasumi.